Hi, JamesAnimalHarrison. It's time for Thursday Thoughts. Today we're going to go back to when I was a kid and talk about a drummer that I was really into for a while. It was a band called Three Dog Night and a drummer called Floyd Sneed. And of course, being a kid, I always heard Three Dog Night tunes on the radio. And they had such a variety of styles of tunes and whatnot. And just, you know, once I got an album, and believe it or not, my first album by Three Dog Night was actually a live album, and I think it came out in like '73 or something like that. And again, prior to that, I had heard all their stuff on the radio, but the album I got was Around the World, and there was a big drum solo on there by Floyd Sneed, and had this cool picture of a big double bass kit with the see-through drums at the time, the acrylic drums. I believe they might have actually been Zycos or something. I mean, they could have been Ludwig or something. I don't remember, and I'd have to. The albums are all packed away. But anyway, it was a different kind of solo for me because I had, really grown up listening to the Buddy Rich type solos and whatnot, and this was more of a engagement solo with an audience where they were clapping along at one point. He did this really cool thing at one point where he was doing the double bass thing and this cowbell lick and everything. I just really liked that, and like I said, I had always liked the Three Dog Night songs, and sometimes he would kind of take a little bit of a left turn from what would be the obvious most thing that maybe a studio drummer would have done, or that you think would happen, and he would do something a little different, and I just really liked that. And again, the variety of songs that they did. When you hear a tune like One is the Loneliest Number with that, just a great tune. Obviously, Joy to the World, everybody knew from even a few years earlier. And they did a tune called Out in the Country, which is kind of a semi-ballad where he had a cool cross-stick pattern where, kind of turned the beat around a little bit and did some weird things with it and whatnot. So, obviously, Three Dog Night didn't last forever, at least with that lineup. And I remember when I was a kid playing in front of the entire school in the Murray Independent School District. It would have been, at the time, Murray Middle School, but I was actually in the 6th grade. And they had a 5th and 6th in one building and then 7th and 8th in a different building. But the auditorium was in the old high school, which was now the junior high middle school building. And the chorus or choir that everybody had to be in elementary school. The teacher, I think her name was Margaret Porter. It's Mrs. Porter, I know that. Was actually smart enough to realize that I really wasn't very good at singing and didn't have a lot of interest in it, at least at that time. And she had put me on a bongo part for a Christmas tune of Pablo the Reindeer is what it was called. And she was like, well, if I can't get him engaged singing, because I was always pecking on things, she basically said, well, just put him playing percussion stuff. And anyway, I believe it was 6th grade. They did a song. It might have been 7th grade. They did a song called Black and White. I believe it was late 6th grade, but I'm not 100% sure. But Black and White was a tune by Three Dog Night, which is about a lot of things, but part of it was about racial equality. And she wanted to sing it as a choir, and I got to play drum set on it in front of the whole school, and that was a blast. So everybody knew I was the drummer at school and whatnot. But not to get off subject, but I'm sure if I would hear it now, I would probably think it was comical. But I tried to copy Floyd Sneed's drumming and whatnot. So anyway, I just grew up on that, some of that Three Dog Night type stuff. And Eli's Coming was another big one. Mama Told Me Not to Come. And there's a little turnaround or displacement on the snare in that at one place or two, and that's kind of different for the era and whatnot. So as a kid, definite influence on me was Floyd Sneed. So if you don't know who Three Dog Night is, check him out.